someone about it, but it seems like when you get a back problem, it's hard to resolve. I wonder why. Why is it so hard to overcome back issues? There has to be an explanation. Why is it so hard to overcome back problems? But even if you did exercise, your elders saying that they don't upkeep exercise. One thing I do know is that when you are exercising, you have to be really careful how you lift the weights, how you do things. It's so easy to hurt your back. So be careful with the back, men and women out there into weights and stuff. And so what I did, because I did 3 hours of my show this morning, I had to get me some green.
Some green drink.
Green drink. Not the green stupid stuff the Democrats are talking about. But, and I hear that green is good for you. So they say. Now, what is it good for? I don't know. When I was growing up, we plant greens. Collard green, cabbage, and other type of greens. So you naturally had it. Are we ready, Joe? Yep. Oh, so here we go. We're ready for the Hake Report.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report.
It's the Hake Report.
La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report.
It's the Hake Report.
La la la. Oh, it's the
Hey, guys. Oh, I can do it like James. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome to the show. TheHakeReport.com. La, la, la. Hake Report. I am Lee Peterson, sitting in for Hake again today. It's an honor to sit in for Hake. Hake is a hard-working man. It's an honor to sit in for him. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53-773. 888-77 Jesse. Jesse. So before I get to your calls, I want to share this with you. This is mind-blowing to me. It's amazing to me. And whatever. But I want to thank Nick, the anchor baby, my producer, for sitting in for Hake with the news today. He did an amazing job on presenting the news. And he really didn't know he had to do it until this morning. So after preparing my show, he prepared the news for my show as well, sitting in for Hake. Amazing anchor baby. And Chris sat in for Nick, answering the question, the phones and doing what he needs to do out there. Amazing. So you might see me drink some of this green stuff, just to kind of relax my throat and everything. And hopefully I don't get any green on my mouth. Maybe I should have a straw to drink it through, right?
Do we have any?
I don't know. You have one?
No.
Oh, okay. So I want to give you this, and I really want to know what you think about this. I cannot believe that I'm the only one that sees this as horrible. God bless the person that did it, but it's horrible. The reaction to it. This is from the Daily Wire. A guy by the name of Tim Boyd, B-O-Y-D, Tim Boyd, the mayor of Colorado City, Texas. I never knew Texas had a Colorado City. The mayor of Colorado City, Texas, has resigned after a post he made on Facebook went viral. Oh, that's him? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's his wife?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, his wife had to resign. Didn't have to. Well, I don't know if she had to or not, but she resigned as well from her job. So that's Tim Boyd, I'm told. The mayor of Colorado City, Texas, has resigned after a post he made on Facebook went viral. And listen to the post. In the post, he speaks to people about the snowstorm, saying, so in this post, he's talking to the people about the snowstorm. And here's what he had to say about it. He said, no one owes you or your family anything, nor is it the local government's responsibility to support you during times like these. I am sick and tired of people looking for a handout. Amen. Amen to that. Y'all hear that, black folks? And not just black folks, but the weak white ones and everyone. He says, I am sick and tired of people looking for handouts, looking for a handout. When things go wrong, you have to step up. The man just ought to step up. Shut up and step up. That woman from Hawaii. But anyway, when things go wrong, you have to step up for your family. If you're just sitting there...
Shut up and step up.
Yeah, that's her. Okinayo from Hawaii. Okinayo, whatever her name is. If you are just sitting there waiting for someone to come and save you, if you're just sitting there waiting for someone to come and save you, that is a result of your raising. That's a result of your raising. I got to declare it. God gave us the ability to support ourselves, but sadly, this is a result of a socialist society. What did he say in there, Joel, that was wrong?
Nothing. At all.
Not one word is wrong. And when times got rough in the good old days, the people got tough. They became tougher. They would take care of themselves in snowstorms. They were prepared for the winter. They would have wood stoves and fireplaces because they've already experienced it before. They wouldn't wait for the government to just take care of them. And the government want you to wait and do it though, so they can control you. But you can't blame the government if you turn over your life to the government. And now they're having this major storm in Texas. And the people at a loss. Because the government trying to put in green energy, something stupid like that. Wind pipes, whatever they call those things. And the people just say, oh, okay, government, you want to do it, do it. We're not going to do anything to take care of ourselves. The men are as bad as the women. So this guy told the truth, y'all.
And the only thing that was affected was the people who didn't want to hear that, and they were offended and took it personal. But it just makes sense.
And for saying that, Boyd's wife says that, Boyd's wife was fired for those comments. Boyd's wife was fired for those comments. Isn't that something? He also claimed he had already resigned as mayor before making these comments. So he is reporting that he had already resigned from his job. He wasn't going to run again as mayor before making those comments. But according to this report, Daily Mayor is saying that this mayor has resigned after a post he made. So I don't know what the real deal is on that. It sounds like he had already resigned. But the guy was 100% correct. And if his wife was fired for the comments that her husband made, she needs to get her job back. She needs to take strong action.
And there's some photos here of people back then.
Let me see.
Like, even in the snowstorm, still working.
Yeah.
Look at this. This got a little kid
Those are
still throwing the paper in the morning in the storm
Yep.
on the bike.
I remember being in Indiana when it was snow so bad that we would miss 2 weeks out of school, sometimes 3, and we couldn't go to the market. They ran out of food. I was helping my little brother throw newspapers sometimes.
Right.
My little cousin or one of them. We were still walking in the snow and throw the papers. And what is this?
This is women walking in the snow somewhere.
See there? In their stockings and heels. They're not crying, Mommy. So, Mr. Boyd, you're right, sir.
This one's today. This was today. People in line.
Socialists. Look at the men in line. Mr. Government, give me a piece of bread. Isn't that a mess? This is what happens when men let women take over, too. So, breaking news, folks. This is sad news. Breaking news. Fox News is reporting that Rush Limbaugh died at 70 years old after a long cancer battle. Rush Limbaugh died at 70 years old after a long cancer battle. That's what they're reporting on Fox right now. May Rush's soul rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. Rush was a major, the leader of talk radio. Really. The leader of talk radio. A real hero of talk radio. A real conservative. He will be missed. Not only in this world, but especially in media. The liberals hated him because he was a son of God. And he spoke the truth. He wasn't afraid. And he was hated for it. But he never gave in. And as far as I know, he never cowered down. And I know his brother, have done some work with his brother. So Rush Limbaugh, may your soul rest in peace, sir. And to your family, I hope you endure this well. I wish you well through this situation. I really do. Rush was a great inspiration to America and to his family and his friends. A major impact, an enemy of the children of the lie. They hated Rush. Many times they tried to get him off his show and went after his sponsors, but he never caved in. He never bowed down. So may Rush Limbaugh's soul rest in peace. You will be missed, Rush Limbaugh. But you left leaders, man. You did. Your influence on radio has been major. May your soul rest in peace. Let me go to Chrissy out of Vermont. Chrissy, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm excellent. You look very handsome today in your polo.
Oh, thank you. Amazing.
Amazing. Jesse, that call was awesome before. The chat was on fire. That lady was so wrong. She's hoping to keep that man and make him her slave.
Yes.
Asking permission to buy a plane. My husband came home and said, Chrissy, I got a plane. I would be thrilled.
That's right. What the?
Yeah.
And then another thing, she said, I have righteous anger. She does. I know righteous anger, and Deborah from Canada does not have it.
I love it. You telling her she's the devil. You tell her. Maybe she'll think about it. She might change her ways.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's right. I've been binge watching you. Like another lady said, even going to, falling asleep with the headphones on. It's so fun to watch you, and you're just wonderful. And
Thank you.
I was wondering, Ladies' Night, are you going to put that on YouTube?
No, we don't. The women's forum and the men's forum, the women's forum every third Thursday night, and men's forum the first Thursday of the month. What happens in those meetings stays in those meetings, because in those meetings you really open up and whatever you're dealing with, and it's honest conversations. So we keep them. Whatever happens there stays there. We don't put that out online at all.
Oh, that's nice. I would have liked to have been there. I'm too far away.
Yeah. One day, maybe we'll start something in Vermont. You never know.
Vermont could use you, Jesse. It's a mess.
Amazing. Well,
I'm always getting in fight with rich white liberals around here.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, we hopefully one day we'll get something going over there, but we don't put those meetings out at all. We don't even record them or anything.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and
I'm having fun with your older ones.
Right on. Thank you.
I'm wondering, here's a more serious question. I was wondering, love hearing your teaching. I was wondering who, besides life experience, who was your teacher teaching these, you have to learn these mind thoughts.
I have to honestly tell you, I have no physical teacher. You do have the Holy Spirit. When you point the way back to someone to find God within them, you have the Holy Spirit inside of you, and He will bring all things to your remembrance. A physical person cannot teach you those things.
Yes. It's years ago, I used to read I don't know if they're kind of Buddhist, I guess, but a great guy his name is Thich Nhat Hanh, a Tibetan monk. And he wrote this little 100-page book called The Miracle of Mindfulness. And it's very, very much like your silent prayer. And for you not to have been taught that, it's amazing.
It's in all of us. And that's why God said, let no man teach you. Because no one knows what God has in store for you. No one knows what He will have you to say or do. No, and His ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. That's why I don't understand why preachers go to preacher school, because they claim that God called them, but they go to preacher school to learn. And I wonder why do they think that another human being if God called you to do something, why do they think that another human being can tell you what God will have you to do or say or anything? You can't learn this from a human being. Other human beings can point you to the source once they overcome themselves, and they can point you to the source, but that's about it. Everything you're looking for is within you, Chrissy.
Do you remember in the Bible when Jesus told the disciples to go forth, and when they go in front of the Pharisees, when they're accused and, kind of in trouble, that He said that the Holy Spirit will tell them what to say?
That's right. I will send you the Holy Spirit, and He will teach you all things. And that is so true. It's amazing how true that is. But most people never find it because they never repent and enter into the kingdom.
I want to tell you, yesterday I was walking with my neighbor, and she's really high-strung and talks over you. So I try, but I was thinking of your teaching while I'm walking, and just let her say all she wants, let her talk over me, and just act peacefully, right? And think in love.
Yeah, don't act peacefully, be peacefully, because peace is. Chrissy, I got to run, though. Thank you for calling, all right?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, wait, can I shout out to everybody in chat? I have so much fun in there, Jesse.
Right on. Amazing.
A lot of good friends.
Right on.
Okay, thanks, Jesse.
You're welcome. God bless you. Shout out to everybody in chat. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Max, who's been waiting a long time, first-time caller out of Kentucky. Max, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you.
I have a story that I think could help illustrate the kind of lie that racism is and how Satan uses it to destroy people.
Okay.
I was in charge of an aquatic center. I managed an aquatic center, and I had to kick out kids all the time. I had to kick them out because of their behavior.
Right.
Well, when I'd kick a white kid out, he would call me a butthole, along with other words, And when I'd kick a black kid out, he'd call me a racist along with a bunch of other words.
Yep.
The white kids, about a quarter to a third of the time, would come back and they would apologize. They would say, I know that you weren't a butthole for kicking me out. I know it was my own behavior that got me kicked out. The black kids, they never came back to apologize. And it's not because the black kids are bad. It's because they've been taught this lie of racism. So both kids have to go home after they get kicked out of the pool, and they have to sit there and they have to think. And they think, why did I get kicked out of the pool? Well, the white kid doesn't have the idea of racism to use as an excuse. He eventually figures out that it's his own behavior that got him kicked out.
Yes.
Well, the black kid, he sits there and he goes, oh, no, this guy's just a racist. And it stops him from looking inward. It stops him from introspecting and seeing that it was his own bad behavior that got him kicked out. So that's the kind of lie that racism is.
Max, that is so deep, and it makes so much sense, and it's so true. You're 100% correct. I love that example.
Well, thank you, sir. I'd like to thank you for helping me come back to Christ.
You're welcome, man. That's deep. But that is so amazing. What a perfect example, man.
The problem is that these lies, like racism and sexism, they're the same thing. The same thing is being used on women.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Amazing example, Max. Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm glad you held on because that is deep. And even a crazy person can pick up that. It's so simple and makes so much sense.
Yes, sir. I try to communicate clearly.
And you have an amazing voice for it, too, man. You have a radio voice.
Well, maybe one day I'll come over and we can talk.
Amazing. Thank you, Max.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. That was deep, huh?
That was good.
Yeah. It makes your body warm. It's so true. It really does. Do those couple super chats for the Hake Report. I know he like to read them as he's talking. You know how Hake is. Beta back.
Cobra Koi sends Hake a chocolate. Amazing.
Thank you, Cobra Koi.
And a guy by the name of Hake's Back on Streamlab. Biblical question answered. To love God, we have to answer what is love. Oh, that came back in again. But that's from yesterday. Thanks, Hake's Back. And that's all for now.
Thank you for Hake. He would be saying thank you. He would read them and he'd say thank you. He would appreciate it. Victor is a first-time caller out of Texas. Victor, welcome to the HakeReport.com. You're on the air.
Jesse, you can hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you now.
All right, so how about now?
No, not now. If I couldn't hear you, how would I know you're asking me if I can hear you? I can hear you, buddy. Go ahead.
All right, so I feel like the way you see
How old are you, Victor?
20.
You're 20.
Yes.
And are you black?
Yes, I'm black.
Okay, you black. Okay, go ahead.
Why do you see black people as criminals? I see you talk about, black people committing crimes, and I accept that. Yes, black people are thugs. They sell drugs. But why don't you talk about the crimes that white people commit?
Why do you see black people that way, as criminals?
Well, just from my experience, they do have low moral character. And I agree. I totally agree. But what makes you an Uncle Tom is that you never say anything bad about white people.
And so does that make you Uncle Tom as well?
No, I'm not an Uncle Tom because I accept that black people are bad and I accept that white people are bad. You think that white people are good and you think just black people are bad. I've done a little research on you, Jesse. You've never said one bad thing about white people. Not one.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The George Zimmerman.
May I prove to you that's not true?
Nicholas Cruz, the shooter that went to go shoot up the 17 people. You defended him.
May I tell you that's not true? May I give you an example that's not being true? That's not true. I said that Hillary Clinton was a liar.
That's because she's a woman.
I said that Bill Clinton is a slut maker.
That's because he's Democrat.
But they're white.
Yeah, they're white, but they don't agree with your political standpoint, so therefore you think that they're bad people.
Okay. I say that Antifa, you know who Antifa is?
No.
Antifa is a radical white terrorist group that's been destroying Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, and they were in Washington, D.C., and they're all white. Well, I think they may be mixed with a few colored people, but they're all white. I said that they're evil.
Okay, are they Republican or Democrat?
Democrats?
Of course you hate them. You hate
No,
Democrats.
they're Republicans.
But you just told me Democrat.
I don't know what party they belong to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's just so upsetting that you think what's it called? Black people are the only ones that's committing crime, and white people are the one that goes in schools and starts shooting up the place.
I never said white people black people were the only one.
Majority of the time you do.
Who are worse at committing crimes, white people or black people?
White people.
Why you say that?
Well, if you look up all the gun shooters, white people. If you look up all the serial killers, white people.
But that's not true. Have you read my book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood? You will see that black people are doing that as much as white people. You just don't hear about it.
Okay, but you know who Ted Bundy is, right?
Yeah. He dead.
You know how
Is
many
he
crimes
dead?
he committed, right? I've never seen a black person commit as much as crime as Ted Bundy. So.
Ted Bundy is dead, right?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He did.
But listen, who needs the help the most, blacks or whites?
Black.
Right, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help all people, but especially black people.
True.
So am I
But
still?
now I got talking about a different subject.
Am I still an Uncle Tom?
Kind of.
Well, how can I not be it at all?
You're so sometimes you're so confused. I can't tell whether you're an Uncle Tom. Sometimes I can't tell.
Well, why are you calling me Uncle Tom if you can't tell?
It's because in some episodes that I watch, you sound like an Uncle Tom. Some episodes you sound like you're trying to help black people.
I'm trying to help black people in all episodes.
It doesn't sound like it.
Listen, that's amazing. How did you find my show?
My older brother was watching it, and I heard a quote that you said, and I just said,
That's amazing. But are you a beta male or alpha male?
I consider myself an alpha male, but I know you're going to hate this, but I still live with my parents.
Beta! And you 20-something years old?
Yeah.
Beta!
I'm going to college.
Which is
I'm
best?
going to college.
Which is best to be? If you got to be one, which is best to be, a beta male or Uncle Tom?
Beta male, because beta males are more respected in this society today.
By who?
Women.
No, women hate beta males.
That's not true.
That's why they try to turn you into a woman. They control beta males.
Well, Uncle Tom get hated by a whole group of people, so I would, rather choose to be a beta male. I'd rather be hated by a bunch of radical women than be hated by a bunch of angry black people.
But why even care if you're hated by anyone? I don't care who hate me.
Well, then you put like a target on your back. You don't want a target on your back.
But what does that mean? They want to hurt me?
Yeah.
I don't
People
care.
hate Uncle Tom.
But I love what's right more than I do my own life.
Well, sometimes what's right is dangerous.
Right, because evil hate good, right? So it is dangerous. Look what they did to Christ. But if we are sons of God, we have to stand up for the truth anyway.
True.
Because that's what love is.
Okay, Jesse. But yeah, my brother thinks you're an Uncle Tom too. But it just seems like it.
Are you going to straighten him out now?
Yeah, I'm gonna straighten him out.
And so
I
listen,
think it's the way you come off.
let me. So what is an Uncle Tom exactly?
And Uncle Tom is someone that would rather be like, be with, white people. Let's say, for example, there was a slave master, right?
Uh-huh.
And instead of fighting with your people that you don't want to be in a slave camp, you go with the white people.
And who told you that?
My history.
Your history lied to you. That's not what an Uncle Tom is.
History books don't lie.
Yes, they do. What the?
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Why you say that?
Because it's facts.
Oh yeah. But let me ask, because of time. You are how old are you? What?
20.
You're 20. And do you want to tell him who Uncle Tom was? The real Uncle Tom?
I don't actually know the story. Is it a book?
Yeah, there's a book called Uncle Tom or something like that. And the guy was really bright and smart and loved. But let me tell you this, Victor. So you are 20. You live at home with your mama.
Yeah.
And do you have a job?
No.
What the? Why don't you?
What the?
Why don't you at least have a job?
Because if I'm living for free for right now, I don't need a job.
But if you're living for free, you don't need a job. Now, doesn't that sound like a beta?
I don't think so.
Would you rather, as an adult male, would you rather take care of yourself or your mama to take care of you?
Well, take care of myself.
So you're a beta for not doing it. Why don't you go do that? Even if you are going to go to school, why don't you work and go to school? It'll make you more independent. You will learn things about you that you don't realize.
But I don't have no time. I have to go to college.
No, you don't. You can go to college and work a job.
Too tiring, but I'll do that.
You'll do that?
I'll probably be moving. I'll probably move in the next 3 months.
Good. Yeah, get a job. You can work part-time. That way you'll be able to pay your little rent at school or wherever. And because you want to be independent. You don't want to have to depend on someone to take care of you.
Okay.
And it should be
What did I tell my mom, Dad?
So what?
How did I tell my mom that?
Just say, hey, Mother, I'm leaving. It's time for me to leave this place and become a man on my own. Thank you for what you've done, but I'm out of here.
She going to be mad.
And you know why she going to be mad?
Why?
She loved controlling you. She loved controlling you, your daddy, and your brother. And
All right, Jesse.
you're supposed to break away from mama, because if you stay there, she's going to control you, but she's also going to make you resent her. And once you resent her, you're going to need her, and every woman you get with would be mama.
That makes sense.
So go get a job, man. Work part-time, and if you can live at a dormitory or something, go live at the dorm and just have a life for yourself, all right?
Okay, thank you, Jesse. Amazing.
Amazing. I'm glad you called, Victor.
Okay, thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Oh, I wanted to ask him, what did the father say about him living there?
If he's there.
Yeah, if he's there. Amazing. Let me go to Zach out of Columbus, Ohio. Let's see here. Zach, welcome to the Hake Report.com.
What's up, Jesse?
All is well, Zach. How are you?
I'm doing well. Not good, because no man is good.
No man is good. That's right. All is well.
Well, I called Friday, and we talked about how my mom wouldn't let me go see my dad, and how I needed to forgive my mother and go see the father. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do. How old are you?
17.
Yeah, I totally remember that now. What the?
Yeah. Well, first, rest in peace to Rush Limbaugh. Great man. Great man.
He will be missed, man. And it's a little sad knowing that Rush has expired.
Yeah, it is. It is. But what I wanted to tell you is I forgave my mother for hating her.
How did that go?
It went good. She was a little bit mad, And I just, like you said, like you told me, just look at her like she's crazy, like I'm watching a crazy movie.
Yes.
So I did that. And then I actually went. I told her, I'm going to see my father. I can't do this anymore. I'm going to see my father. And I just left the house, and I went to my father's house, and he was surprised to see me. And we had a good conversation. And, yeah, everything's going good. I also did your silent prayer video. I learned how to do that, and I've been doing that for the past, 2 days. Everything's been going well.
Zach, this is an amazing call. The angels in heaven are rejoicing. I can hear them now. Another soul has returned to the Father. Isn't that mind-blowing?
It really is, and I didn't see this until I started watching you and really getting into your show.
Yes.
Especially when I called and you told me that I really need to get over this.
Yes. Amazing, man. I bet your father was like, what the?
He was. And it's crazy. And you know, I was just went in there to go tell my mother that Rush Limbaugh died. She hates him. She's a liberal.
Yeah.
And she doesn't see the truth. And I told her I will not be a children of the lie. I will not be that.
Right on, man.
And I told her that she needs to wake up, and she needs to start watching your show, and she needs to see that she is wrong.
Wow.
And yes, I overcame, and I'm so amazed with this, man.
Is that at 17, you're waking up at 17?
Yes.
You have not seen anything, man. You're going to have you are right now, and it's just going to get better. An amazing life. You're going to see how much God loves you, and that what it is to return to the Father is more than words can say. And just avoid anger. Speak up for yourself, but don't be angry. Don't let the children of the lie draw you into anger. And you're going to operate in full love, which is from God, and it's just going to be amazing that you avoid a lot of hardships and problems by waking up at such an early age.
Yes, thank you so much. And I wanted to say that last caller was a beta.
But I think he's going to be okay now because he's going to get a job. And by talking to me, he realized I'm not quite an Uncle Tom. I just sound like one sometimes because influenced by others. But I think he's going to be fine, too.
Yeah, I hope, man. I hope he wakes up and sees that he needs to get out of mama's house.
Yes.
And he needs to go get a job.
Yeah.
And maybe even do a business, open up a business.
Absolutely. And that's amazing. What do you think now about you didn't know at 17, you didn't know that you can go see your father. Your mother had you thinking it was against the law and all that crap.
Yeah, I see that. I should have been woken up this whole time. When I was 16, I could have went to go see my father.
Yes.
15, 14. Yeah. But since I was brainwashed and I wasn't waking up and I wasn't doing the silent prayer and I wasn't with God and I wasn't forgiving, all that anger is out of me. Like you told me, all the anger has left my body and left my soul.
Yes.
And now I can really be with God and really do what God has called me to do.
Zach, this is an amazing call. You have literally made my day. And you're on your way, man, just one step at a time, one day at a time. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. All you have is now, and God is in the present with you, and it's just going to get better for you, man. If I could be able to help you, let me know.
Yes, I will. And also, when are you running for president? We need you for president.
I don't know if I can run. I don't think they would vote for me because I put out so much truth about women and about the order of God and all that. But if God want me to do it, I would not mind at all. I would just have to endure what I need to endure, but I would do what I have to do. So we'll see,
man.
What
about Joel? He black. He black.
He black. Oh, God. Maybe Joel might end up running for office, to be honest, because he's still young and he's not afraid. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't run for something. That is quite possible.
I'm telling you. Jesse, Lee Peterson, the whole staff is going to be in the White House.
I hope that's true, man. Zach, call me again, man, and God bless you, all right?
Yes, I will. God bless you, Jesse.
So one last thing. What do your mother think about you right now that you made such a quick change like that?
She is kind of waking up. She watched your show yesterday, and she's starting to wake up a little bit, and she's kind of seeing that what she's done wrong, and
Right on.
and that she also needs to wake up. So the whole family's waking up.
Right on.
This is really good. And she watched your show today. I told her I was calling in, and I told her that she needs to see the truth, and Jesse talks about the truth that nobody else talks about. And she's been brainwashed by the liberal media, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and all of them. Bait us! But she's been brainwashed by them, and she really needs to wake up.
The parent become the child, and the child and the parent. The child become the parent, and the parent become the child. Very amazing, Zach. I wish you well, man. Call me again, all right?
Yes, I will.
All right. Take care, buddy.
Right.
Amazing. That is mind-blowing. I'm telling you, folks, give it a try. Realize it's wrong for you to have anger because you're playing God. The sin is about playing God, not all the other junk. That'll be taken. That is a result of the sin. Go and forgive your mother and return to your father. This is for men and women. A nice lady asked me about this Sunday in the church service. Your organization is for men. What do women do? It's the same principle. Go and forgive. Realize that you're wrong for playing God. It's amazing. Have Nick get the phone for me. It's amazing. Amazing call. Art is out of Ohio. Art, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
JLP. What's up with you?
All is well, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm all right. I be wanting to call in and talk to you every day, but you a hard man to get in contact with, man.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you for trying. I appreciate that, man.
Already. So, man, I miss my dude Hake with the beta back, man. He need to why don't you go over there and try to give him some alpha juice or some alpha tea, and maybe he'll get a little bit better or something.
I hope so, man. Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow. We don't know yet, but maybe he'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. Well, my first thing first, God bless you. And then I wanted to say that I would like to say that I'm more so like you and some of them callers. I think it was the last caller, not the last caller, called before. He was trying to say, why are you always trying to be hard on women and always trying to be hard on blacks? And I wanted to just go back and I was thinking about something the other day to myself. I'm like, I remember when I was a kid, I was brought up around a whole bunch of females, my cousins, my aunt, my mom, my granny, my great aunt.
Yeah.
And they got a whole bunch of girl cousins.
Yeah.
And I just remember at a young age of 4 or 5 years old, I would hear them talking, and I'd be like, gosh, they dumb. And I would want to say something then, but, as kids, you would be like, you know how they do, stay in the kids' place, don't talk, and you need to mind your business.
Yeah.
And I'd be thinking in my head, I'm like, honey, I'm only 4 years old, and this is how I know I was an alpha back then. I'd be like, y'all are saying some stupid stuff, and y'all wonder why the heck y'all broke, and y'all all up in here single. And I made a promise because a lot of my male cousins, the ones that I did used to look up to, and they was probably betas. Well, God bless them, the ones that ain't here. And I would wonder why they wouldn't be speaking up and saying that to my mom and my other cousins when I'd be like, y'all dudes, why don't y'all be saying that when y'all be coming over to the house or coming over to my granny's house?
It's hard on boys to be raised around mothers and girls alone. They at least, even when the father's there, it's still hard on the boys. But they absolutely need the father to be there, especially if they've been raised around mostly women.
Yeah. And I made a promise back then, because, as a kid, you like, man, I can't wait until I turn 18. I'm moving out. I'm telling my mom, giving these females a piece of my mind. And I kind of realized that as I got to my 20s and stuff, I kind of was a beta. and I was just rolling with the flow because I guess I was wanting some sex. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a sex addict. I love the ladies. I'm a sex addict. Long story short.
Are you a slut
but
maker?
now, oh man, I'm definitely that, man. I'm still it ain't nothing good. I'm not condoning it. God's working with me or whatnot, but I'm still a slut maker, Jesse. I'm just protecting myself and trying to be as logical as possible.
Are you wanting to overcome being a slut maker?
Yeah, I am.
And what are you doing about it?
Well, I try to talk to God as much as my mind and my brain can make me remember to talk to him. You know what I mean? And I figured that over time he's working with me, and I should be getting better with it. I just got to be accountable of my actions.
Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
Yeah, I have. I actually have. I did my mother and my dad. I actually did it a while ago, and I think I want to do it again.
You went to your mother. What did you say to her?
I think I told her, I just said I told her like something like I forgive her for her just doing some of the stuff that she would be doing. One of the things, just like kind of softball down talking my dad, like, oh, yeah, that's why your dad a crackhead, or you know what I mean? Just saying little stuff. She wouldn't be all extra with it, but I'd be upstairs playing Nintendo 64. I'm playing a game and hearing the conversation. She thinking I don't know what she's talking about, but I'm knowing what she's talking about. You see what I'm saying?
And what did she say when you went and forgave her?
She did what liberals normally do. That was about a couple years ago. Kind of was blowing it off, making it seem like she ain't really do nothing wrong.
Amazing. And so you went to your. How old are you, Art?
I'm 34.
And so did you go to you went to your father as well?
Yes, sir.
What did you say to him?
I basically said the same thing, and he had a whole different response. He had an alpha response, but his body is a beta. You know what I mean? You probably don't get it. Like, his response was basically like, "Oh, that's cool," or whatnot. Yeah, son. He was telling me the little stories about what the stuff that my mom was doing, and he just basically took my apology and ran with it.
Right.
And when I was saying that his body's a beta, because when I talk to him, I just see that he's lost. He's left behind.
Yeah.
And I think it's in the area that he lives in, they haven't developed, so he's kind of stuck in the 80s, like on a slower pace. He don't realize we in 2020. And
are you doing the silent prayer, that video?
I don't know. I ain't doing the silent prayer in the video, but I'm definitely praying to Father God, the creator of heaven and earth, making sure I try to make sure I stay in tune with him. And try to stay out of my head.
And so when you pray to him, are you saying you pray with words and things like that?
Sometimes I pray with words, and sometimes I pray in my head.
How do you pray in the head?
Well, I just close my eyes, I put my head down, and I think in my head, and I tell my Father God that I'm coming to him, and I ask him directly what I want him to do for me and what I need help on.
I recommend, or it's up to you, but I recommend that you can continue to do all that if you like, but do the silent prayer as well, and you'll see the right way to go, but I recommend that you be still so God can take over and guide you.
Yeah. So real quick,
because
I'm sorry about that.
Because of ourselves we can do nothing, and of ourselves we know nothing, and you can't, as you've heard me say, you can't change yourself, but you really need to be still so that he can do it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you. And I heard you say that plenty of times. You definitely right about that. I've been listening to you for a while, so I almost got the recipe of what I need to be doing or whatnot.
Right.
But one more thing, that last caller, he was saying Uncle Tom, he don't understand the difference between Uncle Tom or whatnot. Uncle Tom was supposed to be the smart slave like you and me, the one that talk logical and trying to better themselves and get off the plantation. Uncle Ruckus, I think it was the one that was the stupid one that didn't know how to read, and he always hated and was jealous of Uncle Tom.
Yeah. Well, he said that he had read it in his books, in some history books or something like that, and he believed that history books are true. So he's young, and I think he probably going to get past this, because you heard him say that he's living with his parents and going to school, but now he will get a job. He's going to move out. So I think he's going to be fine.
So he said something about Ted Bundy. Where's Black Ted Bundy? Well, buddy, why don't you take yourself and go down there and look in Washington, D.C., where Rayful Edmonds, around that time, with the drug dealer from Washington, D.C., they had a hitman named Perry dude, and he single-handedly was doing a lot of the murders single-handedly by himself. That's Ted Bundy. I mean, he just did it with a gun. Long story short, there was another person that I was just seeing, and I think it was like in 1990, where a black dude went into the police station and was looking for the homicide division, but they sent him to another division. He killed like 3 or 4 police officers.
Yeah, I write about a lot of that stuff in my book, The Antidotes, as well. But I got to run. Thank you for your call, man.
Hey, man, God bless you.
And God bless you, buddy. Amazing. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go to Ronnie out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Ronnie, welcome to the Hake Report.com.
Jesse, how you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm well. It's crazy. I guess I'm the third straight caller from Ohio, so we tuned in today.
That's right.
And I wasn't expecting when I tuned in to hear that Rush Limbaugh died. That kind of, that was a shock.
Yeah, it is, man. I really, he will be missed.
Yep. And just for him, the thing that I'll remember the most about him is saying that white people are probably the only race that shouldn't feel guilty about slavery.
100%.
So I guess, and I knew you would agree with it. I 100% disagree with it.
Why?
But
why do you disagree with that?
They should feel guilty.
Why?
If anybody.
Why?
If anybody's going to.
Why?
If anybody's going to feel guilty. If you were a person that believes that somebody should feel guilty, white people are not exempt from that list.
Why should they feel guilty?
White people, you're asking the wrong question. White people today shouldn't feel guilty about it.
Why?
We're talking about who do we blame for it. You said white people shouldn't be. If there's any race that shouldn't be blamed for slavery, it's white people.
Why should white people feel guilty about slavery?
They shouldn't. You keep asking.
Oh,
the
you
question
said
the
they
wrong
should
way,
not feel guilty.
White people today should not feel guilty about slavery.
Nice.
That's why when you kept asking that question, I'm like, why you keep asking me this goofy question, Jesse?
I thought you were telling me that. I thought you were saying that they should feel. If anybody should feel guilty, it should be white people. In all honesty, there's no one on earth today that should feel guilty about slavery, because slavery is not. Well, I don't know about on earth, because it is happening in part of Africa, I hear. But in America, no one should feel guilty about slavery. It's over.
Right. Not anymore. 100%.
Yeah.
I was calling because I wanted to tell you that the call you had earlier with Ernesto, where you told him growing up with a single mother is bad enough, but having older sisters makes it worse.
Yes.
I grew up in a house with a single mother and 2 older sisters, and it was easy. So you're wrong about that.
What was easy about it?
Well, first, can you admit that you was wrong about it?
No, I'm not
easy.
wrong about. I'm 100% not wrong about that. What was easy about yours?
So you grew up. Did you grow up with a mom and a single mom and 2 older sisters?
No.
Oh, so you couldn't even tell me what it would have been like for you. I'm telling you that I did, and it was easy.
And what was easy about it?
Everything.
What?
Everything.
Like what?
Nothing was hard about it.
And what was easy about it? You said it was easy. What was easy about it?
That's why I said everything. I don't know how else to spell it out for you. Eating, sleeping, taking showers, playing board games, going to the mall, going to parks. Like it was, I lived a pretty happy childhood, and I had a single mom and 2 older sisters. So you were wrong when you told that guy it was hard.
All right. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. Let me go to Robert out of Kansas. Robert, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Good morning.
Good morning.
Was real sad to hear. That was real sad to hear about Rush passing away.
It is, man.
He was a big dog in the radio game, and it's definitely what you're a part of now. So he was a great leader.
And he was also really big in the conservative movement as well.
Absolutely, like a counterweight to all the CNN and all the liberal media, for sure. He did a great job over the years.
Yep, absolutely, man.
So you had a phone call this morning, Jesse. A Deborah. She was real upset at her husband.
Oh, from Canada.
Yes, and I've noticed this, Jesse. I'm not married myself. I'm 37. But I've had some girlfriends back in my day before I woke up, I used to go after women like that. And I have friends who are married, stuff like that. And I've noticed something, Jesse, about women, is that they actually somewhere deep down inside of them, their subconscious, maybe you want to call it or whatever, they actually know that they are inferior to the man. They actually know it.
Absolutely.
And the reason why you know this, Jesse, or how you can tell, is if you ever make one of them mad, like one of your significant others, a woman, you make her mad, she'll start saying things like comparing you to a woman in order to insult you. So she might outright call you a woman, or like for radio, I'm going to say pussycat, right? She might call you a pussycat. She might call you gay, right? Comparing you to, like a female thing, like you're gay.
Yeah.
And then also, she'll talk about your, we're on the radio. She'll talk about your package, right? Like, oh, it's small or it's not there. It doesn't matter if you just got done giving her the 5-pound hammer. She'll make fun of your gear because she's comparing you to a woman is what she's doing.
I've had so many men who are waking up now and they're not being controlled any longer about that because they're overcoming that. And the first thing that their wives or living girlfriends do, they try to humiliate them in order to get them to be angry. They want to degrade them to try to control them again. And that's the one thing that men need to realize is that they're going to try. Not all of them, of course, but they're going to try to do all they can to get back control. And if you have an ego, you will give in to that. But if you don't care what they think and say, you just love what's right, they cannot get to you like that.
Absolutely, Jesse.
So you were a slut maker at one time?
Well, yes, Jesse, in my younger days before I really knew God, and I would lust after women and I would pursue them for that reason until I woke up later and I found out that, you're not supposed to treat women that way. And if you do it the right way, of course, like you teach, you get a different result in the relationship. If you actually want a marriage, if you want to have sex, that's one thing too. But if you actually want to do it right, you have to guide the woman in the right way so that she becomes the woman that you can stay with forever, right? So
that's right. Robert, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. The Hake guy's not here today. He has problem with his back. And he will be back tomorrow. The Lord is winning and the creek. No, right. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Let me go to Keith out of Illinois. Keith, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing, bro?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I just had, Jason always calls in and, and says a lot of things. He hears a few things. And I know that a lot
Who
of
is Jason?
The guy that called you earlier was talking about the Klan.
Oh.
Okay.
Jason from New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want you to bring this to him and any other black person attention that calls you. And he said 3,000 people was hung by the Klan in 100 years. Okay. Now, if you look at Detroit and Chicago, in 60 years, 40,000 people were murdered in Chicago and 40,000 people were murdered in Detroit. Over 100,000 people were shot altogether. So how is he going to compare 60 years of 80,000 murders to 100 years of 3,000 murders? See, they don't want to talk about that.
And also, not only do they not want to talk about that, they don't really research and see what the truth is. They don't really see what's going on. They tend to just repeat what someone else is saying.
That's them exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And I know Jason hears me now, and what's the name? Mays, you heard that? Look it up. 40,000 people were shot in Chicago in 60 years and murdered, and 40,000 people were murdered in Detroit. Now, Mays, how was that made up? How was that made up at all, Mays? Okay, I mean, all these people that call in with all this crap, like you said, they don't want to know the truth anyway. They just want to hate, and they don't want to come together and make America a great place. They just want to hate. They hate black people. They hate white people. They hate people. Because they don't want to come together and form a union to make the world a better place anyway. That's their biggest problem right there.
Well, I don't know if they don't want to
Okay.
But I do know by them not knowing themselves, they tend not to. They tend not to take a moment and start to question things or get to know themselves. And I don't. And because of that, they don't know that they're in a fallen state of hatred instead of love, and they have been fed lies all their lives, and they just live in that lie, and because they don't do any self-examination, they don't even know that they're living in a lie. I mean, this idea of bringing up racism all the time and slavery and Jim Crow, all that stuff. Slavery doesn't even exist. Jim Crow doesn't even exist.
No.
But because they believe in the lie, they live it as though it does exist.
I'm going to tell you something. My father was born in 1932. And he's never complained about Jim Crow. My uncles were born in the 30s and 20s.
Yeah.
They never complained about Jim Crow. They had a job. They had a family. You know what I'm saying? They went to work, and they never complained about no Jim. I never heard.
That's right.
Was born in the early 1900s, and I went down there in 1969, and they never complained about the Klan, Jim Crow, nothing like that. They had their land. They worked their land. They ate. They made money. I saw them get along with white people in the 60s. The white people got along with them. All this, I'm not saying it was things didn't happen, but the liberal Hollywood people make them think this happened 24/7, and that's a lie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They just exaggerate this stuff so they can sell these moves and get their emotions and get them to vote for the same Democrats that enslaved them. That was Jim Crow and was the Klan. Can you believe they vote in people that keeps them in bondage? It is unrealistic.
Amazing. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. The Hake Report, 888-7753-773. Thank you, Keith. Quick reminder before I go back to the phones. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, Ladies Forum for ladies only. Every Thursday night for ladies only. Unless I'm out of town or something, can't do it. So all ladies are invited. And Sunday morning church is for everybody. It's for everybody at 11 a.m. If you're in the L.A. area, come on down. And doors open at 10:30. Church start at 11. Service start at 11. And there's no church like the Bond Church. You will not be disappointed. All right? And also, I do personalized shout-outs. So if you have an event like a birthday or wedding or whatever, or you want me just to do an encouragement, go to Cameo, CAMEO.com, CAMEO.com /Jess. Is it /Lee Peterson? Let me see. I think so. Whatever it is that right? Okay, yes. /Jesse Lee Peterson, all right? Cameo /Jesse Lee Peterson. And if we don't have your emails listed, make sure you go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. And let's put your emails there. So when we have an event in your area, or we're having one here, or I'm traveling around your town, we can let you know. And the changes that are being made. So we need your email addresses, all right? Let me go to Canada and talk to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. How's it going?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. No man is good.
That's right.
So that's the one thing I've been realizing, man. And so my initial question is, what does it mean to be born again? Because I'm having some difficulties understanding that fully. So can you let me know?
To overcome the spirit of the mother and return to the spirit of the father.
Right. Okay. So I've been doing. I thought initially that I had forgiven my mother, but I'm still having some issues. And like I went to her in person and I said that I forgive you for what you did to me when I was younger and whatnot. But I still notice that I'm having these struggles with her and anxiety and all these things. And it's like, I have this thing in my head that says if I'm born again, that I'm not going to have these struggles. But maybe that's a delusion, and I'm wondering what your opinion is on that.
What type of struggles are you having?
I have sometimes I feel a discomfort and anxiety, like something's not right in my life or in life in general.
And how is that a struggle?
It's just it's not a fun thing to deal with, you know. It's like I get these things that I call anxiety attacks, where I find myself just so discomforted that I feel like I'm just in a place of extreme discomfort, you know. And
If it's, as long as it's not a medical issue, if it's just a spiritual issue, you should realize that there's nothing you can do about it. And so don't hate it. Don't call it good or evil. Don't struggle with it. Just relax and watch what your thoughts are telling you about it. But endure that without complaining or blaming, and let God will be done. He'll take care of it, and He will. If it's the ego, it may be the ego that's dying, but it will feel like it's you dying because the ego is in your body, right? Made a home in your body, and so it will feel as though you're dying. But just relax and go on with your day, do what you're doing. Don't look pitiful. Don't act out, and you'll be fine. Because it's all spiritual, and so you have the light of God. If you return to the Father, you have the light of God fighting the ego on your behalf, and you're going to feel the death of the ego because the spirit is being taken out of you. But it'll be fine. Don't let Satan make you doubt anything, because he'll tell you, "Oh, it's not God. You're not with God. You thought you forgave your mother, but you haven't." So be aware of those thoughts so you don't fall back into those lies either.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Thank you for that.
All right.
Also, you said something about medical. Is it medical or spiritual? So that's the thing that I'm struggling with. I'll be straight with you. I just started taking a depression and anxiety course with my mother because she kind of, I don't know, it was something her friend presented to her. So I just kind of
What
said
does that
yes,
mean, a stress and anxiety course? What do you mean by that?
It's a course that is informing people who struggle with depression and anxiety on how to overcome it and how to deal with it. What
did they tell you to do?
Well, there's a lot of practical things like taking care of your physical health and your mental. It is Christian, so they do incorporate the Bible in there.
What are they telling you? What are the Christians telling you to do to overcome the ego?
Well, I'm just at the beginning of the course right now, so basically it's just simple things like waking up in the morning and taking. Gosh, I'm having trouble with it, to be honest. But so it's just taking care of yourself, basically, right? Because if you can't take care of yourself, then how can you expect to succeed in life, I suppose? But so far they're telling you they have these light therapy things. They tell you to read Proverbs. They tell you to take your omega oils, get exercise, light
None
therapy.
of that stuff is going to do anything about your spiritual issue.
Right.
How old are you?
I'm 30 years old.
Why are you taking this with your mother? What's the...
Honestly, man, because I thought maybe it would help heal our relationship.
I thought, but you have forgiven her. I mean, what is there? Where else do you want to heal? Try to get along with her to where she's going to get. If you don't do it her way, she's not going to go along with you.
So what do you suggest I do? Because I started this program with her, and she even offered to pay for it. Like, I wasn't 100% into it, Jesse, and she says, this is a program that helped my friend who had a stroke, and she was in depression, and it greatly benefited her. I kind of feel a little manipulated into it, to be honest. But I'm a bit.
And you know you are. You need to grow up and get away from your mother, man. You don't need mama anymore. You're an adult male. You need to become a man. You don't need mama.
Right. So, but, like, does that mean that I shouldn't talk to my mother and like, what does that mean exactly? Because I know what you're saying, but I'm having a bit of difficulty because I'm doing my best to overcome. I thought I was doing my best to overcome my mother and go back to my father, but it seems more difficult than you're making it sound, and I don't know what that's all about.
What seemed more difficult? How am I making it sound difficult?
Well, when you say to go to your mother and to overcome her and return to your father, that sounds very straightforward.
But how is that difficult? All you're doing is if you can realize that, yes, your mother was wrong for imposing her will on you, but you're wrong for hating her for it. Your part is to hate for it because it separated you from God, right? If you could realize I'm wrong for hating her, I need to stop hating her. You go into her and say, hey, I'm sorry for hating you for what you've done. God will forgive you and then forgive your father for not protecting you because you were married to his mother. He couldn't help you. You'll be fine. After that, you need to go live your life.
So what do you suggest I do when my mother is overbearing and she's, I've even said to her, I said, you're overbearing and sometimes I feel like you just need to leave me alone. And she says, okay, and she's okay, that's fine, but it's like she's not really being honest. I can feel it. It's like I said, Mom,
why
you need
don't
to
you
let go.
give her the finger and go live your life? You act like you're trying to break up with a girlfriend or a wife.
Huh. That's messed up.
What's messed up?
Well, just that concept, like
what concept?
Maybe that I'm trying to break up with my girlfriend or my wife.
That's what it sounds like. This is your mother. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your wife. But you act like you at the end of a man and woman relationship.
Yeah, it's messed up, Jesse. That's why I'm calling it. I mean, I'm trying to figure out. Like, because I said to her, I forgive you,
And did you mean it?
I hated you. Yeah, I feel like I did mean it, Jesse.
So why don't you just move on with your life? You give her the finger and go live your life.
What does that mean to give her the finger?
The middle finger.
But isn't that a hateful gesture?
No, that means I'm done.
I'm done. Huh. So it's my attachment, really.
Yeah, because you attach to your mother as you would if you were dating a woman.
Huh. That's crazy.
You sound like a love relationship with her.
Yeah, maybe that's messed up, eh?
Not maybe, it is. You have no business taking some class with your mother. You're 30-some years old, and even if she is paying for it, you have no business taking a class with your mother like that.
So
she's manipulating you.
Yeah. And so when I say that to her, when I express that, she calls me crazy.
Right, because she doesn't want to let control of you. She wants to keep you there because you're taking the place of her husband.
Huh. So I basically just need to say, no, I'm not interested. Like, what if she calls, like...
Don't do it if, man.
Yeah.
You deal with what's happening in the moment, and you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You have never stood up to your mother and went away and lived your life. You've been letting her control you, so you don't know what's going to happen once you really, really put your feet on solid ground and go live your life. You don't owe your mother anything. You're not her boyfriend. you're not her husband. You need to go build a life for yourself.
Huh.
But you always
So what do you suggest I do right now with this program that I'm in?
do what you want, but I would dump it.
Huh. And how, like, if my mother calls me, I know it sounds crazy, man. I know it is. I feel guilty, man. If I don't answer the phone, you know what I mean?
Why would is she your woman?
No, she's my mother, and
So
that's
why
the
would
thing
you
I
feel
just put
guilty?
into my head, right?
Why would you feel guilty?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
What the? Is there a problem?
Yeah.
One said he said no, he said yes.
Not anymore.
Huh?
It's fixed.
It's fixed? Okay. Have you truly are you doing the silent prayer video?
Every morning, and I need to do it more at night for sure. That's the thing that I'm lagging on, is doing it at night.
Look, man, I got to run, but go when you already forgiven her. It's time for you to get away with away from your mama. Stop, man. Are you an only child or something?
I am.
Where's her husband?
They're divorced of like many years now. My dad got with another woman.
And so you took the place of your father with her. You became her husband.
Oh, wow. That's what she wants. That's what she's doing, eh? Because she doesn't have her husband now, so she's using me as this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Next time you talk to her, ask your mother. Ask her if she's horny for you.
She's gonna freak out, man.
You don't know
I'm
that.
a crazy lunatic.
You don't know that.
Oh man.
And if she says no, ask her why has she tried to make you be her husband or her boyfriend.
And then if she laughs at that, which I predict that she's going to, I just got to let go, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, she's gonna call me crazy, man. She's gonna say, "Where did you get this information from?"
Why do you care what she call you?
I don't know, man. I really don't.
Are you in love with her?
No, man. I don't know what that means, man. I mean, she's my mother, and she gave birth to me, and
But she doesn't own you.
Right. It's not that I'm in love with her. It's just I'm trying to figure out a healthy way to love her as my mother.
To forgive her, don't hate her, and move on with your life.
Right.
And if you tell her, and I would tell her, look, if you don't back off, I'm going to block you from my phone and everything. And if she doesn't stop, block her.
How do I know that she's like, I guess I'm asking stupid questions.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Go live
Thank
your
you,
life,
Jesse.
man.
Okay.
Let me know how things go.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
All right, bye. Man, I ain't never seen it be that hard to get away from mama. And women, you should be ashamed of yourself ditching your sons and daughters to you like that. And not just saying, you know what, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't see what I was doing at the time, but I understand it now and I'm wrong. That's all it takes. We all are born in sin, and so we do stupid things. But you need to take responsibility, see you're wrong, apologize, and go live your life. You'll be fine. Sterling is out of California. Sterling, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
All is well, Sterling. How are you?
Likewise. Doing good. Hey, I had a question to you.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask. It had to do with me, what is it? I had a little bit of an injury a couple months back, and so it's kept me from working. And the thing is that since I can't work, I thought about getting on unemployment. But the thing is, I know how you are about you want to have a job, you're You want to stay active. You don't want to just rely off the government. And plus, combined with that, I'm trying to move out. I'm going to be 26 this month. I'm living with it's me, my dad, my uncle, and my grandma. We're Mexican, by the way.
You're Mexican.
Yeah. So I'm trying real hard to get out. And the thing is that the fact that I can't work right now, it's bugging me, but I know if I get unemployment, I'm going to get...
Have Nick get the phone for me, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I know with unemployment, with the extension going on, it's good money, and I'd be making as much as I did with my other job. But I know it's like I don't like the fact of relying on the government, but I'm trying to move out. And depending on that, would that be a good decision?
Unemployment is your money. They took it out of your paycheck. So when you do have incidents like you're having now, you can't work for whatever reason, all you're doing is getting your money back. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not on welfare. You're not being, you earned that money. It's not their money, it's yours.
Yeah, that's good. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah,
okay.
They take it out of your paycheck as you're working so that when you can't work, it's like put it in a saving account. It's your money.
Cool, yeah. So I do that, and then I can still take my money and just move out and just kind of go off that for a little bit till I heal up.
Well, you have to decide that because I don't know how serious your situation is. I don't know how much rent you have to pay out. But the one thing I do want to tell you, it's enough to know that you want to move, but don't do it before time. You know what I mean?
Before time, the wrong time when I move out.
Right. You know that, let's say you can't afford right now to get a place, you're not working, and you have to draw unemployment because of your physical condition, but you want to move, just relax. It's enough to know that you want to move, and it will happen in the right time, and you would never have to look back.
Okay.
So just be patient with it. Just because you are an adult, you should move. You're right, but if you can't do it, just relax and be grateful that you have a place to stay now. Have a good attitude about it. Be grateful, and it will happen for you. It will happen.
Okay. So really, just kind of be patient and just wait until God reveals that opportunity to me.
Yeah. And as soon as your body is healed, you can go back to work, go and get a job. And one thing will lead to another, but do not do it before time because you end up getting an apartment that costs too much. Unemployment is not enough to pay for it. You will end up having to go back home.
Okay. So just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Are you doing my silent prayer.video?
Yep, morning and night. What is it? Yeah, and I noticed too that because I actually stopped I stopped drinking and smoking cigarettes, a few weeks back. And I noticed that, you talk about do it morning and night because at night, sometimes, I won't do it because I'll just happen to doze off and fall asleep watching TV or whatever. And I noticed that I will have, it happens too when you stop
Have
drinking
Nick
and
get
all
the
that.
phone for me, folks. Let me go out. Hold on 1 minute, sir. I gotta go out and do something. Hold on, buddy. Do not hang up.
No problem.
Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. Sterling, go ahead.
You black.
Amazing. And
what is it?
And so do the silent prayer. Be patient. It's enough to know you want to move, but don't become anxious and do it before time. And be grateful that you have a roof over your head and that and one thing will lead to another one.
Okay. And I had one more quick question, Jesse.
Okay.
How do I know the difference of, if you say God will reveal things to you,
yeah.
and Satan, he puts things thoughts to you. How do I know when the difference between God revealing something and then Satan just trying to put things in my head and trying to play God?
That's a really good question. Doubt every thought. Whatever the thoughts are telling you to do and to believe, don't. And you would recognize God's voice. You would see the revelation. Because when you doubt every thought, you can't help but have faith in God and recognize His voice. Nothing else will be left but that. So you can test it by when you get these thoughts to do this or do that or say this or say that or whatever, right? And if you don't do it, you will see that they're not your own, that they're from darkness, from the evil one, and you will recognize God's voice. That's how you get to know.
Got it. Because I'll have times where I just say, God, like, I really just can't tell. I don't know right now, can't tell, just reveal to me. And, well,
He will.
It works out.
Yeah, so just doubt every thought about everything.
Okay.
Don't do what the thoughts are telling you to do.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
Amazing call, Sterling. I wish you well, man. Call me again, all right?
Absolutely, I will. And when I get a chance, I plan on coming down to L.A. I want to come to your church service.
Right on. Absolutely. You're welcome.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Take care, buddy. Okay. Amazing. Let me go to... And by the way, those who are tuning in, just coming in, Hake is out today, so I'm sitting in for Hake. And he hopefully will be back tomorrow, if not Monday, for sure. But he's well, just having a little beta back problem. Beta back. Gabriel is out of California. Gabriel, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing, man?
All is well. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Hey, Jesse, I just want to tell you thank you, man, for doing the work that you've been doing for the past 40 years. It might be longer, but you've been doing a great job, and I'm glad that you've been bringing people truth.
You're welcome.
My father is 80 years old, and he got that coronavirus, man. He was taking care of my mom. She got it from the eye doctor, and he's taking care of my mom, thinking that he could do that. He went and got that coronavirus shot.
Are you on a speakerphone, Gabriel?
No. I'm not on a speakerphone, Jesse.
Okay. Go ahead.
No. Okay, so my father ended up getting sick taking care of my mom. But anyways, he's 80 years old, Jesse. And I asked my father a question about racism. I said, Dad, when is the last time somebody called you the N-word and told you to get in line or they string you up? My dad said, in his 80 years, no man has ever told him that.
Yeah.
So when you say your stories about Alabama and stuff, a lot of folks, they want to believe the narrative. But, from my father's perspective and my uncles, they're all in their 70s. One just passed, but they're all in their 70s. They have never had any man tell them that.
Yeah.
So when you talk about these things, man, it just brings so much truth to people, and it sets them free. So I want to congratulate you, man, and thank you for that, man.
You're welcome. Man. Black people, I wish that the blacks in America today can understand or would understand how they've been lied to about slavery, about racism, Jim Crow, and they've been lied to by other black people, politicians and preachers, and in some cases their parents and others. They have truly lied to the blacks, and the blacks have believed in it. And they're only doing it, they're lying to the blacks so that they can manipulate them, control them, and use them for personal gain. I wish the black, and these people who are doing the lying about slavery and Jim Crow and white supremacists, they're getting worse with the lie. The bigger the lie is, they're just adding to it, and the blacks are just sucking it up. We have no business allowing Black Lives Matter and others going around this country destroying statues and monuments and flags and kneeling against the national anthem and the military. And in America, that should not be happening. It's so not true. And it's just ridiculous that they're allowing these people to destroy America based on lies.
I wanted to say Rush Limbaugh died today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you talked about that.
Yeah, I did, man. What an amazing loss, not only to America, but conservative America, to the liberals who hate him, to his family. It's an amazing loss. I really hope his soul rests in peace.
Yeah. And so, man, I used to be on that side where I thought that Rush was one of those people. But as I began to listen to him, I think Donald Trump opened my eyes on this stuff. And so that's 4 years ago. My eyes came open, and I started to hear what he was saying about conservatism, which I'm very much a conservative. Man, Jesse, man, I don't want to hold you up. I'll let everybody else get a call in, man. It's just glad talking to you, man. All right? You enjoy your day, man.
I appreciate your call. And again,
thank you.
May Rush Limbaugh's soul rest in peace. And I hope your father get well soon, man.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, God bless you, buddy. Bye. The blacks have been lied to and still being lied to about slavery, Jim Crow and all that crap. Those black Democrats talking about, oh, when they attacked the Capitol, I felt like slavery. I thought I could be hung. It's all drama. It's all lies. They hate white folk. They hate white people, and they want to control them so they can take away their stuff. And the white people just go for it. Zach out of Michigan. Zach, welcome to the Hake Report. You're on the air.
What's up, Jesse? How you doing?
All is well, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. I spoke with you a couple months ago about some baby mama problems, but
okay.
I got a strange issue here at my job now.
Are you on your cell, Zach?
Yeah, but no speakerphone or anything. I got it up to my ear.
Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Yep, I got it's just a strange issue here at my job. So basically, it's probably about 5 black guys that work here with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah? He dropped. Yeah. Oh, Zach, your phone dropped, man. Call me back. 888-7753. 773. 888-77-JESSE. Your phone dropped, buddy. Let me go to Jesse out of California. Jesse, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Jesse. How are you?
Same here.
Good, buddy.
I just want to answer your biblical question.
How do we love God?
Just pretty much, I'm not really good at explaining stuff, but pretty much simplest way you can put it by just letting, like you say, letting go and let God do the rest, and just live by faith, pretty much. That's really all you can do,
Let it go and let God and live by faith?
Yeah, live by faith, not sight.
Had you ever thought of that before? Do you love God?
Yeah.
And so have you ever thought of that? How do I love God? How is it done? Have you that ever crossed your mind?
No.
Yeah. It's an amazing question.
Yeah, no, it really makes you think. Makes you test your faith.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, but...
Good, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. I want to hear from more people about it.
Man.
All right. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that, Jesse.
All right. You do take care.
All right, now. Nathan is out of Canada. Nathan, welcome to the HakeReport.com.
Hey, Jesse. How's it going?
All is well, Nathan. How are you?
I am well. I've called you a couple of times in the past 2 months. I told you that I stopped smoking pot.
Pothead.
Ago. Pothead, yeah, I was a...
What is it like for you not... How long had you smoked before you stopped?
Well, I started smoking pretty much every day at 16, and I'm 31 now.
Oh, okay.
So half my life of smoking.
That's amazing.
Right? Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But now I feel good. Like the first couple of weeks, it's a bit hard, but after you get over a month, you kind of start seeing things for how they are. You just see reality, right?
Yes.
Reality for how it is. I've been doing the silent prayer morning and night for all that time and a little bit before that. So that's also really helps to see clearly.
Right on, man.
So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I said before, you're like the black grandfather I never had. So
right on. Amazing.
Amazing. But my question today was about relationships and girlfriends and sex. Basically, it's like ever since I stopped smoking and I've been kind of changing my life. Well, I haven't been changing anything. God has been changing me, right?
Yes.
Changing my heart. So I stopped having sex with my girlfriend, and now I don't even really feel like having sex with her, right? I used to be like lusting, a lot for her, but now I'm just kind of like, it feels weird. Like I feel like, shouldn't I want to have sex with her? Like, shouldn't I always be wanting to? But it's like,
no,
we're not married. No. Yeah, so I was just wondering what you think about that. Like, does God just kind of remove lust from your heart?
Yes, he does. Once you are born of the heart of God, once you overcome that anger, he renews your heart from hate to love. Then he's also going to clean all that stuff, the lust of the flesh, the ego, the whatever, right? He's going to take all that away from you too. And then if you should get married, you would do it in the right way.
Yeah, you'll just be doing it to make babies.
To make
right?
babies, yeah. It won't be an ego need for you. You'll do it to make babies, and it will be amazing.
Amazing. But one thing I'm noticing is that sometimes I still feel lust for, like, maybe I'll see a woman walking down the street and I'll be like, oh, like, look at her, like, she looks nice, Yeah. And so I notice I'll still kind of be feeling that for other women, but maybe it's because I actually care about my girlfriend that I don't want to subject her to that type of treatment,
But you should care about all women like that, because women need men to guide them, to help them overcome the hell that they're in. And women are like little children, man. They need a father's love. And so you should, when you look at a woman, you should not be lusting after her. You should see her in the way that you see your girlfriend, to be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully, I think maybe God's just working on me like that.
Yes.
I know I'm not. Yeah. I'm not like I was before. Like, I see myself doing it. And I'm like, oh, that's not right.
That's right. Just see it, but don't overreact to it. Just see it. Don't let Satan tell you, oh, God is not with you. All that stuff is just not true. It's enough to see it, but don't try to make it happen. It will happen on its own in due time.
Right. Well, that's amazing, Jesse. Thank you, man. You are the black grandfather I never had, and you have the alpha vocal cords doing 5 hours for Hake today. So thank you very much.
I have some green juice here. How are things with you and your boyfriend? I mean, your girlfriend.
They're pretty good. I mean, one thing I can say is that I was afraid that maybe she would be like, oh, why are we having sex? Why aren't we doing? But I think she's actually kind of accepting it. I think she sees that the way we were doing it before wasn't right, and that it wasn't love. And it's actually more loving for me to not have sex with her when we're not married,
That's right, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, women need men in the way men need God. So just don't fall to anger. Be honest, be yourself, and it's just going to be amazing, man. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Jesse. Well, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, and stay with the silent prayer, right? Stay with it.
Yeah, every day, morning and night.
God bless you, buddy.
God bless you, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Amazing. 888-775-3773. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson, sitting in for the Hake Report.com. And if you're just tuning in, Hake is having back problem. Beta back. And hopefully he'll be back tomorrow, if not Monday for sure. Super Chats for Hake.
Super Chats for Hake. So we have Trovo. My mouse is going crazy. Dark Side of the Bear, what? Shout out Cobra Koi. 99 shout out. And Dan East shout out. Amazing. And then Marcus Jones sends a rose. Y'all are amazing. That's all for now.
Amazing. Hate would be telling you. Thank you. He appreciate it. He absolutely appreciate it. I will get back to the calls. I played this on my show this morning. I want to go to from my show, Joel, 17, 1B, well, 1A, 1B, and 1C. All right. I played this morning, and it's so pathetic and so sad, and that it's so pathetic. I want you to see how Joe Biden is insulting black people, and the black people are so deep in darkness and filled with hatred, they don't even realize it. They think it's a compliment. And he's really telling them, well, you see, it's just so, and these are adult people talking to Joe Biden, and you're going to see that Joe Biden had no respect for black people, and these blacks who are having this conversation with Joe Biden have no respect for themselves. They're not ashamed of being weak and incapable and not being able to provide for themselves and do for themselves. The blacks truly, truly believe that white people are superior to them. Satan is telling them that, and they believe it. And as a result, they cannot function. That's why they're so destructive. They have no love. And Joe Biden is being mama with them. This is mama's love on full display. And the blacks are eating it up. Last night, Joe Biden appeared during a CNN town hall about various topics regarding his presidency, right? And so a Wisconsin pastor. Now, this is supposed to be a male that's been called by God and of love, independent, and not blaming anyone, but taking full responsibility for himself. And he's doing everything but that. He's a beta preacher. And he has no self-respect and no shame. Even with the Bible, he is telling Joe Biden that I'm just a weak little pathetic male, black male who is incapable, like most black males, of doing for himself. And I need the white man to do it for me. This is a Wisconsin pastor asked Biden, how can we ensure law enforcement acts? How can we ensure law enforcement act with more compassion in the black community? Watch this pastor ask Joe Biden this question and listen to Joe Biden's response. Here we go.
How can we be sure that we don't over-legislate police officers so that they can't do their job to protect the law-abiding citizens who live in these high-crime neighborhoods, and yet train officers to police with compassion?
No one should go to jail for a drug offense. No one should go to jail for the use of a drug. They should go to drug rehabilitation. Drug rehabilitation, number one.
I would have told him you need to raise your children right, Pastor. Teach them not to hate, Pastor. Teach them to work hard and not rely on the white man. White people are not superior to you, Pastor. And how is it that you claim to know God and you sound like the children of the lie? The police officers are doing their job, Pastor. They're not out there trying to be mama, compassion to the black community. What in the world does that mean? And so Joe Biden told a dumb pastor, weak, pathetic pastor, that we're going to make sure you stay weak, all right? The white man will take care of you. We know now that you all can't do it. Y'all destroy, you don't build. And Biden goes on to claim that a lack of education and opportunity are to blame for people resorting to crime. Watch this.
The idea that we don't have people in prison systems learning how to be spending the money, learning how to be mechanics, learning how to be cooks, learning how to have a profession when you get out. Right now, as you well know, most places you get out of prison, you get $25 on a bus ticket. You end up back under the bridge exactly where you were before. because there is inherent prejudice built into the system as well. And we also need to provide for, and it's happening.
Isn't that a shame? And the black people are sucking it up. Joe Biden is not telling this guy, well, you got all the education in the world out there, and it's free. Opportunities are everywhere. Y'all need to get up and do for yourself. Stop relying on other people, black people, Mr. Pastor. Get a job. Provide for your family. Save your money. That's how we do it in the white world. We have to work really hard, Mr. Black Pastor. And one time, you people knew that too, but you stopped doing it and start blaming and feeling like victims over a lie. Get a job, work hard, save your money, invest, buy some land, treat people the way you would like to be treated. Love God with all your heart, soul, and might, Mr. Pastor. You should know all these things. What the? And I told you that black people believe white people are superior to them. That's why they always say it. That's why they're always under white man and white people. Black people believe this. White people don't believe this about themselves, but it's the blacks who think that about them, but their minds and their thoughts are telling them that, oh, the white people think he's better than you. No, you think that. How can a man with the Bible calling himself a pastor go to Joe Biden and beg and sit there and let Joe Biden blame it on education and opportunity? And as Joel, my audio engineer, my expert just pointed out, cops come in when parents miss the mark, actually. And that's true. If you raise your children in the right way to go, they don't need the cops, except to protect them from the bad people. And here's the last soundbite on this. Well, maybe the last. Finally, Joe Biden made the claim that life in America is harder for black people. This is from CNN, as they all are. Go ahead.
I don't think we can look at opportunity in the let's stick with the African American community for a minute, in terms of the criminal justice system. That is only one small piece of why people are the way they are. You realize, I don't know what home you live in, but if you go ahead and you want to get insurance and you're in a black neighborhood, you're going to pay more for the same insurance I'm going to pay for the exact same home. Your car, you've never had an accident in your car. You live in a black neighborhood, you're going to pay a higher premium in your car. So there's so many things that are built in institutionally that disadvantage African Americans and Latinos.
Amazing. If Joe Biden had any love for those black people, or black people, period, or the blacks had any self-respect, Joe Biden would have said, I'm not sure, but if you do have to pay higher premiums on your cars and your insurance and all that, it's because your neighborhoods are out of control, sir. If y'all want to pay less, you got to do better. You got to raise your children in the right way to go. You got to stop the gang violence in your community. You got to paint your house and cut the grass, because your house devalues when you don't take care of it. And insurance companies are in business to make money. They're not in business to just throw it away in your community because you won't take care of yourself. Where is the love? Where's the love? Where is the love? We got to bring back love in America from God, not mama's love, from God. And here is an example. This is the greatest of all the sins. You know what that is? Whiteness. Black people hate white folks. If you doubt me, I want you to hear this university professor from Wisconsin ask Biden what he would do to deal with white supremacy, something that does not even exist, right? But they want to know how Joe Biden going to deal with. So how do you deal with something that doesn't even exist? It is an illusion. I'm so sick of this word racism that I don't know what to do. And it's not going to stop until white people say no more. I'm not a racist. You got a problem. I'm not your problem. So here is this. This is from CNN. Watch this.
I worry about ongoing threats to our country from Americans who embrace white supremacy and conspiracies that align with it. What can your administration do to address this complex and wide-ranging problem?
It's complex, it's wide-ranging, and it's real. I got involved in politics to begin with because of civil rights and opposition to white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan, and the most dangerous people in America continue to exist. I would make sure that my Justice Department and the Civil Rights Division is focused heavily on those very folks, and I would make sure that we, in fact, focus on how to deal with the rise of white supremacy.
Amazing. So Joel is saying to the man, you know what? First of all, Joel, you know I've been talking for too long, 5 hours today. Joe Biden said to this man, first of all, I tell this guy he need to go back to his country with that stupid question. So when Joe Biden said that white supremacy is real, is he saying that he is a white supremacist? Is Joe Biden admit that he's that? Is he admitting that he's that? That's what I would ask. I'll raise my hand. So, Joe, are you saying that you are a white supremacist? And then I would tell this guy, you need to go back to your country, sir, with that mess. It's all to control you, folks. And white people, you're laying down and letting these people walk all over you, step all over you. They're starting to teach in the schools different categories of whiteness. They're teaching this to non-white students. What do you think is going to happen? They're causing anger. They're dividing, not uniting, with all this push of hatred against white people. This is not going to create love. It's not going to unite. It's not going to make black people better. It's not going to make white people better. It's not going to make America better. This is good versus evil, right versus wrong. No such thing as white supremacists, racism and sexism and homophobia, Islamophobia, Debbie-Dad-ism, Allah-u-Akbar-ism. Or white supremacy, anti-supremacism. No supremacy, folks. It's either good or evil, right versus wrong. The New York Post is reporting that a New York public school principal is asking white parents and students to abolish their whiteness in the new curriculum focused on the 8 identities of whiteness. How can you openly do this in America and get away with it? Oh, because the white people are afraid. They're not going to protest when you do this to them. They're not going to speak out and say, no, it's not true. They're going to still send their children to those schools that's teaching whiteness. They want to abolish whiteness. They're still going to send their children to the schools. Because white people need to be out making money. A white principal let a radical black so-called educator who specializes in race theory teach this to the kids. That's from the New York Post, isn't it? I'm sorry? Yes, according to the New York Post. The curriculum author is named Barna Hesse. What is crazy is that white people go along with it, and the blacks are doing it. And there are no repercussions, none. And this Barna Hesse is a so-called African-American study major from the University of Illinois. And you let your kids sit in there and listen to all this brainwashing day in and day out. You deserve what you get. You really do. And believe me, it's not going to turn out very well. It's been amazing sitting there for Hake. The Hake Report.com. Check it out. Hake is a tough guy with good hair, but he has a beta back. So he's having back issues. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. If not, the show must go on. And ladies, I'll see you at the meeting tomorrow night, the Women's Forum for Ladies Only. All right? I got to go, callers. I cannot. It's over. It's 11 a.m. Call me back tomorrow or call Hake if he should be here. And thank you so much for tuning in and calling in and helping me through the whole 5 hours. It's been amazing. Have a good day, folks, and thank you for your calls. Appreciate it. And your Super Chats and D-Lives. It's amazing. Take care.
Wow.